everybody, Jay and Manion here at the NPC Photo Gym. I am here with IFBB Pro Jada Beverly, and this is her first time here.
Yes, it is.
How are you, Jada?
I'm excellent. I feel very honored to be here today. The Legend Gym.
Yes, so Jada just lives a hop, skip, and a jump from Pittsburgh.
Which is very surprising that this is my first time, but here I am.
Over in Columbus. They hold some little show there every year, don't they?
You mean the Arnold?
Is that what it's called? Something like that.
Yes.
So a couple people go to it every year, I think.
A couple of them.
Yeah. So it's, believe it or not, Columbus and Pittsburgh are very close, depending on what side of even Columbus you live on.
Very much so. For me, it only took just under 3 hours to get here.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So now that this is basically your first time on NPC News Online, we want to give people a background on you so people can get to know you.
Yes. So I started out in the industry, gosh, like 7 years ago, and I had done figure at the very novice level. I mean, as novice as you can get. And then I just climbed up to the national shows in figure. And then I realized that I was kind of going up and down in it, and I wanted to find someplace I fit in better. So I tried Physique for the first time in 2018 and won the Francois for my first Physique amateur national qualifier. And then the following year, 2019, I did 3 national shows, placing top 3 in all of them and winning the 3rd one at USA's and getting my pro status.
Nice. All right.
And here we are, 2020.
Yes. So after winning before we get to that, so going from figure to women's physique, so was that your decision? Was that the judges telling you that, or what was that?
This is interesting. This is one of the times that I had made the jump myself.
Okay.
Without confronting any judging feedback, because deep down inside I felt like that's really where it was going for me, because my upper body was dominating everything. So I just had to bring up the lower. And so because I kept like falling back in figure placements, that is the reason I pushed towards women's physique. And that was a good choice.
And it obviously worked.
It did work, yes, for 2018 and 19 for sure.
So after you turned pro, what was your first pro contest?
The first one, because I jumped right to it like a crazy person. 6 weeks later, after USA's, I did the Rising.
The Rising Phoenix.
Exactly, the Rising Phoenix in Arizona, the Tim Gardner Wings of Strength. Yes.
And how did that?
That was a very interesting show because those girls were the top of the line. Half of them were about to step on the Olympia stage. So going from, amateur and just turned pro and being on a stage like that, you talk about diving into the deep side.
But would you say that gave you a good idea of where you stood and what you needed to do?
Absolutely. It really painted a picture for me of what I needed to bring for the next year, which happens to be this year, 2020, and how hard I was going to have to train and the look that I was going to have to try to get to by diving into that deep side so fast. So, yes, it was tough, but it was the right choice.
Good. So how many pro contests have you done altogether?
So because of that one last year, and now we're in 2020, that makes 5, because I've just done 4 this year. I did the Omaha show, 4th. That was my first top 5 finish. And then I did Tampa, the Tampa Pro. I came in
Tampa Pro.
The Tampa
Not to be
Pro.
confused with the New York Pro.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. I was in Tampa twice. So the first Tampa, the Tampa Pro, I was in the top 10. Then I went to Shreveport and
For the Optimum?
Yes, for the Optimum Classic. I went there and I placed top 10 again, so I was like 8th. And then I went to New York right after that, which is the show that I last did, and was 7th. So like.
But that was New York via Tampa.
Yes, exactly. And that's, if there was one thing I could say about this year that I can be proud of, even though I want to do better, obviously, I was able to remain consistently this year in the top 10.
But you're looking to get better.
Oh, yes.
Of course, you want to be on the Olympia stage.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, so growing up, did you play sports or anything?
A little bit. I was actually,
This way. You gotta fall out of the
what I did first and foremost, equestrian sports. Pretty much all the way from
Oh, wow.
6 years old to 18. My parents were big on that. That's what they wanted me to do. On the side, I did some gymnastics and I did some track and I did a little cheerleading. That was my sports.
So, being that you were in equestrian sports, how did you make your way to a weight room?
Interesting enough, my school had, you know how they have the little different classes? We had a weight training course. So when I was in 9th grade, that's kind of for me when it all started. And it's set in stone too, my whole working out thing never left because I actually joined the armed forces at 19.
Okay.
So I worked out even then too. And then
What branch were you in?
Navy.
Okay.
And I was a CB. So all the, ground, desert, I was working with the Marines.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it just stuck to me after that, and I loved it. And when pageants weren't doing what I wanted them to do, and they told me, your physique is too sporty for pageants, the next best thing for me was to turn to fitness, and that's how it all began. First and foremost, figure though. That's where it started. For
Right.
Me, so.
Well, which is interesting because, figure was kind of an offshoot of fitness. Which,
was.
Okay. And then you had women's physique come along because it was the bridge kind of between figure and women's bodybuilding.
Yes.
So you kind of like followed the path.
I really did. And it's funny, I'm still following the path. I'm still following the path because, but there even could be possibly a potential for me to maybe even grow into that next year or the year after. We'll see. We don't know. Women's bodybuilding, grow into that. Maybe.
So right now the focus is just staying in women's physique for 2020.
It's still just getting a little bit better and fixing little tweaks in that and getting tighter. So that's my goal into this next and possibly final show. We'll see.
Hopefully not the final show.
I'm hoping not, obviously. Hint, hint. But yes. So getting tighter, yes, absolutely.
Oh, good. All right. So you have a trainer.
Yeah, I have a coach,
A coach,
and then I have a coaching sponsor team. See You Later Leaner has been with me since the year that I turned pro. They took me into that journey, which has been amazing. Adam is the head coach of that team. They've been great, and now they sponsor me this year as a pro athlete. And then I also have a team out in Arizona that's been helping me, and he's a IFBB pro himself, and his name is Sean. And they call him Wicked Sean. He's a physique guy, but he's a great coach. And I decided to do a year and see, or do a season with him. And so working with the two of them has honestly been amazing. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know how to say it, but they're both needed in ways that I can't really have one without the other.
One complements the other, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, I want to know how Adam's cookie complements everybody.
Right? Man.
Adam has these
Not
cookies, these
good.
See You Later cookies. See You Later Leaner cookies.
my
Trust
gosh.
me.
They're like
We weren't
this-
just making this up. This is for real.
They're this thick and like this
Yes.
big, and it's just
I
bad.
remember the first time he's like, "You want to try one?" And I'm like, "No."
How do you
He goes-
even
they're
eat
like, he's like,
something
"No,
like
they're
that?"
my cookies." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Okay, I need more." He goes, "No, you only get one."
Yep.
Even
They're
me, you only get
delicious.
one.
They're delicious, but they're huge, so they could be trouble, especially if you need to tighten up like I do. I can't see one of those cookies until, I don't know, maybe Christmas time.
You know what? You know what? I'll be your friend. I'll hold it for you.
That's fine.
I don't know if you'll just get the plastic wrapper
You
at
can
the
have
end.
half of it. I don't care. You can. I
See, that's the kind of person I am. See how nice I am?
hold the cookie. It's about 5 pounds, just so you know. I mean, aren't they?
Yes.
My goodness.
All right, so doing all of this, okay, moving forward, why do you think you want to go to women's bodybuilding? Since we've hinted about it, I mean, we've been talking about this all day, so.
So it turns out that my physique is one of those that it is easier for it to build than it is for it to get hard and super conditioned. So if in fact next year I'm even bigger than this year, because I'm already kind of like on one of the bigger ends of physique, if I continue to keep growing and I get even more balanced top to bottom, I could easily start fitting into women's bodybuilding. But we really don't know yet, and we probably won't know for sure until next year, so. But that's kind of the reasoning, because I just kind of keep transforming, mutating. Call me a transformer, I don't know.
I like transformer. That's good.
But that is one reason why. There's been speculation that like I'm in kind of an in-between right now where I could fall into either or. So, tough decision for me to make.
Yes. Now, talking with Jada all day, we find out we have a very common interest.
Yes.
Which is?
DC and Marvel.
Superheroes.
Comics.
Yes.
Very much so. I learned this today, which was really exciting. And he, like me, he can't choose between, and this is a big deal because most people can't do this. He can't choose between the two of them. You like them both, right?
Yes.
You like DC and you like Marvel.
Listen, I've always said my two favorite superheroes were Batman and Spider-Man.
I know, right?
So.
And we get people point the finger at us because, well, you can't like them both, but oh yes you can.
Right.
Because see, I grew up with Batman, but I also grew up with the mutants. And where are the mutants from? The X-Men?
Right, yes.
Come on, I thought I was Storm when I was 12. I could have sworn I was Storm. So like, yes, I'm sorry, I do like both. He likes both. We can like both.
Yes.
And that's just how it is.
Exactly. Now, the reason she found out about all this is because she was at my photo studio this morning, and we did a photo shoot, which I told her, this is great because she's going to help me shatter a myth that all I do is shoot bikini competitors.
Bam.
She even thought that herself.
I did. I was like a little intimidated to ask him to shoot me. I had actually wanted him to do it last year before I even turned pro, I think it was.
We just couldn't line it up.
We couldn't line it up, and then even after turning pro, it's because you're a very busy man. You're so busy, and that's a great thing. But you're right. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm physique though.
No, all it was just getting the dates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we finally got it lined up. So, and it was a great shoot. I had a great time, and it was really fun. And
you don't have to lie. I mean, even though we're on camera.
No, it was fun. And Debbie's great.
Well, listen, as she was going through her posing today, I told her one of the things I hear a lot of bikini competitors say is they visualize doing their posing on stage. They feel like they're in a photo shoot. And I said, she did fantastic in the photo shoot. And what did you say? You go, you didn't say much to me.
I know. He didn't.
Because she was a natural. That's why.
That's
you were absolutely. I told you little things, or Debbie told you little things here and there.
Yes.
But I mean, you knew how to do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now we just have to do that with my stage posing.
Yes.
Which we are going to.
Yes. So listen, all of you female competitors, okay, women's physique, women's bodybuilding, figure, fitness. I photograph everybody. Hey, even you guys, same thing.
Even the men.
Yes. Okay. But I know you see a lot of bikini competitors because they're always getting contact.
Like you said,
okay?
they always want to shoot.
But, eventually I'm going to do wellness shoots.
Yep, you sure
okay? But, I mean, the shoot wasn't necessarily tailored towards women's physique, was it?
No, absolutely not. No, it had nothing almost to do with it.
Right.
When he shoots, it's really amazing because it's you almost feel kind of like you're doing a mainstream shoot, and it's individualized. It's bringing who you are out. not what division you're in, just who you are and what you want your pictures to represent.
It really wasn't until the very end she put the sporty outfit on that she actually hit a couple poses.
Yeah. And even then I told him, I was like, I'm trying not to be kind of posing like Physique. So, yeah, I think we did great.
I mean, we did, I mean, you fell into some poses, like I said.
A few.
Like the superhero poses.
Yes.
We're not going to say what it is yet because I want people to see it. But I mean, it turned out really cool. And she had these electric nails on. They were lighting up. Now, she has them turned off for now. But they were lighting up in the shoot, so you have to see them. They're pretty cool. I mean, that could be a superhero right there with those.
My fingers?
Yeah.
Some type of awesome magic that could do, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did have her do what I call the Wonder Woman pose, you know, the hands on the hips and come up. But because I say, listen, I think Gal Gadot is great as Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman should look like this. This is the way she isn't drawn into comic books, right?
I mean, yes, it's true. I hate to say it. It always made me kind of like, you know, because the men, they have to work so hard to look the look in their characters, but the women, it's fine.
I mean, because think about it. In the comics, she's positioned right there with Batman and Superman. And what do they look like?
She is.
They look like bodybuilders.
She looked like a women's physique for sure. And,
yeah.
And you know what's funny? That's kind of like how some people that don't understand how to say what the division, what it looks like, they'll actually say, well, think of like an actual live person that you would see in a comic, the women that they drew.
Right.
That's kind of like what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman could be like a women's physique or figure competitor.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see we covered a big spectrum today, and it's only been a few hours.
It's amazing.
So, all right. So is there anybody else that you want to give a shout out to, a thanks to, or anything? Anybody want to trash? I mean, you can call them out.
I could never do that. But
I thought you were going to say, oh gosh, I got a whole list.
No.
Well, you were telling me some of them at the studio.
Nope. Not
so no, you're not going to tell them? You're not going to call them out here?
No. No.
Okay, so we're going to be nice.
But I am definitely going to be, I'm playing the nice card today. But no, for real, I do have some people. I do have some people who I would like to thank. Obviously, you know, the See You Later Leader team, obviously the Wicked team and Wicked Naturals out west that have been, you know, with me this whole journey this year, and my friends and my family. And I have a nice little list of amazing sponsors, and these people, some of them have nothing to do with the sport, they're just fans, but they have sponsored me and they have helped with suits and travel, and you guys know who you are, and I thank all of you so much. And I've shouted out to you on some of my after show posts for all of your help. Thank you so much. And of course, Andrew, my partner in crime, he's done so much for me. And he's just coming back into the sport himself, and he's competing, and he did his first show this year, and he's qualified for nationals in not women's physique. No.
I was going to say, that's interesting, but
men's physique.
Can't say anything in these times. I mean, you know.
No.
If people want to follow you on social media, where do they follow you at?
Yeah, so it's going to be Jada _Beverly _IFBB pro _ in between, I think, the IFBB and the pro. But as soon as you type in my first name and last, it should pop right up.
Jada, so looking forward to seeing you on the pro stage.
Yes.
Hopefully more than one more show this year.
I'm very, very hopeful.
And then potentially seeing you on the women's bodybuilding stage in the future.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. Not entirely sure, but very possible.
Right. All right. Well, J.M. Manion.
Jada Beverly.
We're signing out for NPCNewsOnline.com.